Welcome back, guys, to my show, my little YouTube show. I have another special guest with me today. You guys might recognize him, Leland. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How are you this afternoon?
I'm good, man.
Good.
It's too hot outside.
It's way too hot. It's like an
Um,
oven out there.
it really is.
Yep. Yep.
I think there's something different about the sun, than 10 years ago. Like the sun didn't seem to hurt as bad. Is that, or is that? Am I just getting old? Is that?
I can remember being a kid here in Bakersfield and it getting up into the 115, well, one summer when I was working out in the oil fields, it hit 118. So,
But you were still able to be out in the sun.
Right. Right.
You can't be out in the sun now.
Well, I don't want to be. It's too dang hot.
It really is. I don't know how people work out there. I used to be able to get in the sun and I would just get brown.
Yeah.
No, I blister like these little itty bitty blisters, and then you scratch it.
Uh-huh.
It's a mess.
So I think you're aware. I've worked in Kuwait before, and
Kuwait
in the Middle East, and one of the days when I was there, it hit 123.
That's a lot.
It's really hot. Yep.
I'm trying to think of what we normally cook at that degree level. You probably cook like pancakes.
Yeah, you could probably cook eggs or pancakes out on a pipeline or something when it's that hot out, because the
pipeline would be twice as hot.
The pipeline gets, and anything metal gets very hot when
Yeah.
it's that hot outside. Yep.
It's crazy. Well, besides the heat and all this other stuff, I finally got you to come up with a life story for me.
Okay.
And so why don't we dig into that?
Okay.
You have notes. I usually ask questions. I was going to ask where you were born, but I can see that it's right there.
Well, go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask me questions. I only made my notes in case I had a brain fart and forgot something. So.
Yeah. So you were born in L.A.
I was born in L.A., but at the time, my parents actually lived in Coalinga, California.
Okay.
If you're familiar with where Coalinga is.
So you were just born for the oil fields.
Yes. Well, my dad worked for Chevron at the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was a World War II vet. And after getting out of the service, he went to school and became a petroleum engineer. Wow. And his first job assignment was actually Taft. And then they moved to Coalinga. And so that's
He moved out there for work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
And why were you born in L.A.? Were you just down there at that time, or they were down?
Well, they grew up in Los Angeles, so the grandparents were there.
This was before you were born.
Yeah, and they knew doctors down there, and so I guess it was logical for me to be born down there. I really didn't have a say in it.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take from your notes if you have this. My questions are just going to sound dumb.
No.
I had what? Go ahead and let's do your notes, and then I'm gonna peel in whenever I can.
Okay. Well, let me kind of give you an idea. So, being born in L.A. and moving to Coalinga out in the oil fields. So the oil fields, I have an older brother. He's about 2 years older.
Okay.
And so the oil fields kind of became our playground. Back in the day, you could kind of just run around and do whatever you wanted to.
Did you guys get to work together?
Me and my father?
Your brother?
No.
No.
You
guys just ran around the oil fields like dirt bikes and stuff, or?
Well, we were still like kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My parents moved there, or were living there when I was born. So, and we lived out on a Chevron oil field camp where they provided, housing in those old white houses that you used to see out in the oil fields.
Yeah.
So we lived in a small group of housing. It was 25D was the location. It was a lease, and as we grew up,
I didn't know any of this existed. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You guys grew up in the oil field.
out in the oil fields. I mean, back in the day, a lot of the oil companies provided housing for some of their employees where the oil fields were. So back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you would see a lot of
So it just becomes your
houses.
life. Your life is just the oil.
It was the oil field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we went to school, there were enough kids that lived in this small housing group that a bus picked us up and took us into Kalinga, the town of Kalinga, and we went to school there. I went to school there up through second grade, and then we moved to Bakersfield.
Again for work or?
My dad got a job closer to Bakersfield, so it made more sense to move to Bakersfield, and so that's where I really grew up was here in Bakersfield.
Side of town were you on?
I was on the east side, real close to BC. Renegade
Yeah.
Avenue
Okay.
was one place. Up by Seaman Park, for those people who know where Seaman Park is.
I don't. It sounds. I don't want to know.
Well, went to elementary school at Colonel Nichols Elementary School, and then Compton Junior High, and then I went 1 year at East High.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of where I did a lot of my growing up, was here in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And then my dad got another job down in Los Angeles, and we moved to Northridge, and I finished high school down there. So,
Where'd you go to school after that? What happened after high school?
well, after high school, I went to college. But before we get to that, let me give you a few more details here.
Yep.
So we lived in the oil field, and we just kind of ran free because that's what we did back in the day. You know, back in the day, mom said go out and play, so we'd go out and play.
What was your guys' thing? What would you guys go do? Like, were you looking for like lizards?
We
or-
would do the lizard thing. I loved starting little fires. I was kind of a fire freak. So we did that. We just ran around doing crazy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Some of the pumping units used to be run by these rods that were in the fields. We'd go
Uh-huh.
out there and stand in those and go back and
Yeah.
forth. And
You ever rode one of the pumps?
no, we never did that. My dad beat that into our head that was too dangerous to do, so we never did do that.
I did it once on one of the big ones.
Yeah,
They're going a lot faster than they look.
yeah. Some of them are moving right along.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Yeah, what's dangerous about that, if you fall off and you fall under one of those arms as it comes
Yeah.
around, you can get squished.
Well, if you fall off,
Yeah.
you're gonna be not doing good either
No,
way.
no. So another thing we did, so my mom loved animals.
Mm-hmm. What's her name?
Leanne was her name. And she loved dogs. She loved cats.
What was her last name, if you don't mind me asking?
My last name?
Her last name.
Before marriage or after?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I don't know.
It was, well,
I just like to.
Leanne Neblett.
Okay. I just like to honor the fallen.
Oh, yeah, she was a good mom. Actually, a very good mom. And Dad was a little more serious, but he was also a very caring father too.
An oil dad.
An oil dad. Yeah, yeah. And then we were fortunate enough to spend quite a bit of time with our grandparents
What
too.
was his name?
My dad?
Mhm.
Les is what most people called him. Lester is his official name.
Really? I've never met a Lester.
There's a couple running around. My older brother, became a Lester because of my dad's name. So he ended up being a third.
Oh, really?
And I was fortunate enough to get Leland. I never did care for that name.
Really? Why not? Did you get made fun of?
Not really. It just seemed weird.
I've never met a Leland.
Yeah. there aren't many of us
I
running
think I
around.
spell it wrong too. I spell it like leland, and I think you only have one e in
There's
yours,
only
right?
one E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's leland,
It's just Leland.
leland. Yeah,
Leland.
I don't
Yeah.
know. See,
Yeah.
I don't know language. I'm just a
Yeah.
young dumb kid.
Yeah. So anyway, so my mom was really into pets up until almost the day
So you guys always
she
had dogs and stuff?
dogs and stuff. But one day she figured she needed a crow.
Oh, oh, no way. You see all my crow love, dude. I love crows. I have 5 crows that land on my truck every day at work,
Really?
and I feed them every day. If you look at my truck, it's full of peanuts in the back because they land at work every day. I
Well,
want one so bad. It's illegal.
well, I don't. Maybe it wasn't
How did you?
50 years ago.
How did she do it? You got.
Well, there's a story behind this.
Yes, I want to hear it.
So somehow mom found out there was a crow's nest out in the oil field from somebody
So
that
she
had
got
a
an
couple.
egg.
There were a couple of crows in it. They're getting ready to. They were just about ready to leave the nest.
Uh-huh.
So she rounded me and my brother up, and a friend of hers that had a couple boys, and we went out to this crow's nest that was up on this telephone pole, and the telephone pole had guide wires coming down.
Uh-huh.
So we got out there and we see these crows up there, and we're going, well, how in the world are we going to get these crows? And mom saw the guide wire. She goes, go over there and start shaking the guide wire. And keep in mind, we're like in 2nd grade. So we're shaking this this power line guide wire. And one of the poor old crows finally kind of fell out. And it was big enough to where it could. It didn't just.
No, they're big.
It
yeah,
didn't
they're
just
big.
fall to the ground.
Yeah, they're
it
big.
opened its wings and it glided.
Yeah.
So it started gliding across the oil field. And so all of us, including my mom, who was a little overweight, all of us start chasing this crow across the oil field. And it finally landed. And I think we either had a pillowcase or some towels that somebody told us to take so that when we got close to the crow, we could throw it over its head and catch it. So we caught it and took it home. And I think Dad may have already built a cage for it to kind of to get familiar with us. And Mom named it Pete the crow. So once Pete got familiar with us, Mom let it just kind of do its thing. It would just hang out around the house.
No way.
Yeah.
Because they're so smart and stuff, because if they have like traumatic stuff like that, they go and tell their friends like, hey, these guys are bad people. Like, don't do that.
Well,
and so it's so crazy that you got it to it just got, not you, but it like got Stockholm syndrome, like it became part of the family.
We just became. I mean, we're nice to him.
That's so crazy.
And
he got big too.
Yeah, he was a big old guy. We fed him dog food.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he ever eventually went out and got his own stuff or not. But he got to where he got kind of mischievous. and back in the day, everybody had the old clotheslines.
Yeah.
The old wire clotheslines.
He could take the clips off.
He would go over and start pulling our neighbors. He'd go over and start pulling the clothes off the clothesline. And then the thing that finally ended it for poor old Pete, at least in the oil fields, was he started chewing on the bicycle seats of our neighbors' bicycles. So Dad found a guy that lived on the coast that was interested in having a crow. So Pete moved to the coast. And that's where he lived out his years.
If anybody knows how I can get a hold of a crow, please let me know. I want one so bad.
So that was the story of Pete.
That's cool. That's awesome. What do you like, bite at you guys or anything?
I don't remember. I mean, again, we were just kids.
We had a parrot, and it would chase you around the house. Like it would bite you up.
Mom had parrots too.
Yeah. Your mom sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, after Bakersfield, we moved to Santa Maria, and she had heard somebody had a possum that they had just captured, and it needed somebody to kind of babysit it for a week or so until the Humane Society animal group could figure out what to do with it. And so Mom took the possum into the house, and she used to watch TV with this possum sitting on her lap. This thing would crawl up on the chair, sit on her shoulder.
Those things get big too.
Yeah, well, this one was still growing, so she named that one Posy the possum.
Jeez. What other? Do you guys ever have monkeys?
No.
No.
We did have a major reptile collection, though, here in Bakersfield. And some of the people that are listening may know Al Robbins. He was a leading herpetologist that lived here in Bakersfield. And if you ever go out to Camp Keep, there's a display about Al Robbins. And we got to know Al. And he helped us acquire different reptiles. And my brother and I, more so my brother, but I did a couple times. We used to go and give lectures to school kids about reptiles.
So what other illegal stuff was your parents doing?
Well, let's see. Well, back in the day, I mean, going out and catching a snake was legal.
There ain't no way I'm touching a snake. I'm good.
We used to go out to Caliani Road at
Mhm.
night, and the snakes would come out at night, especially in the spring or in the fall when the weather at night got cool.
Yeah.
They'd go out and sit on the roads to, get the warmth that was still in the asphalt on the road. And so they would sit out there in the evening trying to stay warm. And so that's how we caught some of them.
What would you do with them? Just keep them at the house?
We kept them at the house. We lectured with them. And yeah.
Why would you guys do that? Just out of the kindness of your heart? Just something. Get paid to do it?
Lecturing?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Just teaching people.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I once did it, and this again was when we moved down to Northridge, but I was at Chatsworth High School, and somehow the subject came up in my French class. And by the way, I was not very good at French.
Do you know any cuss words?
Not in French. But the teacher said, well, you want to give the class a lecture on snakes. So I actually did a lecture.
Oh, so she knew that you were messing with reptiles and stuff.
It came up probably, in foreign language classes, you have to talk about language.
That's when teachers cared.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I did a snake lecture class in French in Chatsworth High School down in LA. Yeah.
I feel like you were missing so much. I know. You ever been in a fight?
Only one.
Yeah.
When I was a young kid.
Yeah. How old were you?
Well, I was still going to.
Why isn't that in your notes?
Because that wasn't a highlight. I was. It was when I was going to Colonel Nichols, and we were. My brother tells me more about it than I do remember. I hardly remember it.
Blacked out. Just went.
Well, he said that we were walking home, and this kid said something or did something, or whatever, and it pissed me off, and so I just started beating the crap out of him.
You beat him up, huh?
I according to my brother, I did.
Oh, dude. I didn't know you were a badass.
But that was about the extent of my fighting.
Did you ride bikes back then?
I had a mini bike.
Oh, like a lawnmower bike? Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I couldn't afford a regular motorcycle.
Yeah.
But I loved going out in the fields.
Dude, mini bikes were fun.
Doing mini bikes. And
scary.
A couple of times I had the chance to ride a regular motorcycle, a dirt bike, but it was primarily a mini bike.
Did your mini bike have brakes? Yeah. I just remember a lot of our mini bikes never had brakes.
Yeah, but they don't work very well.
They don't work very well. You're going to hit something at some point.
You slow down far enough in advance that you can get your feet down.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, so after you beat up your first victim.
That I don't remember.
Where we go from here?
Well, the other claim to fame was when we moved to Bakersfield,
Uh-huh.
there were a lot of kids in the neighborhood that we moved in to. I mean, it was just a lot of kids, and fortunately,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the kids in the neighborhood were on the swim team. Back in the day, that all the parks in town had swim teams in the
Yeah.
summer,
Mm-hmm.
so we were living pretty close to Seaman Park. It's a
Okay.
name.
I know. I know. I'm sorry. I like I said, I'm a kid. I was born in '86, man. I grew up in the '90s.
And I wasn't really into the swimming thing, but all the kids during the summer days would head off to the park for a couple hours practicing for swimming. And I didn't want to be the one left behind. I was kind of bashful, believe it or not. And so I just joined in with the kids, and
Were you good?
I became pretty good. So I swam competitively through high school.
Were you competitive, or were you just doing it just because it was fun? Like, did you get that competitive spirit whenever you were doing it? Where you're like,
Well,
because
yeah.
you said you were bashful and stuff, but like, did it actually get to where you're like, no, I want this?
Oh, I was very competitive.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I swam, I mean, the first half dozen races, I was just doing it because that's what everybody else was doing. I can remember my very, very first race. My best stroke was breaststroke.
Me too.
Okay. I knew it. And I think the reason that was my best stroke, it was the easiest one to breathe on.
Me too. Oh God. I'm sorry.
Did you ever choke doing it?
All the time.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm aggressive. I'm competitive too.
But my first race, so I was at the time I was 10, and 9 and 10-year-olds had to swim 50 yards, and all the pools were 25 yards.
They make you wear Speedos back then too.
Back in the day. And you know what's weird? I'll tell you about that here in a minute. I want to get through this first race.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Quit setting me up.
But my first race was, I think it was Plans Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I was first race ever,
mm-hmm.
competitively. And it was 50 yards down and back. And I was kind of in the middle of the pool. I don't know how I ended up there, but that's kind of where I was. Normally, your team was on one side of the pool, and the other team was kind of on the other side of the pool. So, and then there was somebody from both teams that was kind of in the middle of the pool, and that's kind of where I ended up for this particular race. And so
You mean from the start?
Yeah, from the start.
Okay, this team,
right.
And then you're somewhere here.
And there's typically the most you could have was 3 swimmers on each team.
See, I was thinking just like your headphone trick, that you were just in the middle of the pool.
No.
I was like, what's he
No,
doing?
legitimately, I had to dive in the water.
You don't know how you got there? Like, how would you?
You dove in, and then you started swimming like hell, so you didn't drown. So I get down to the end and make my turn,
mm-hmm.
And then about halfway on the way back, when you do a breast, you're coming up like this to breathe,
mm-hmm.
and I got a mouthful of water, so I didn't get any air. So typically when that happens, the next time you come up for air, you can clear your throat and get some air. Well, the second time I come up,
more water.
I got more water, didn't clear my throat. So this is 2 times up without any air. Third time, up, no air. And about that time, I'm thinking to myself, you need to just stop in the middle of the pool and breathe.
Oh, so you did get in the middle of the pool.
Well, yeah, I'm going back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't. I don't know why. The 4th time I came up, I finally got some air, and I had no idea what position I was in this particular race, because I was very concerned about just surviving.
I'm drowning out here. Why hasn't nobody stopped me?
So I get to the end of the pool, and I won.
Really?
I won my first race after I thought
Drowning the
I
whole
was
time.
gonna die.
And you were just confused about life ever since.
But that was my start, my history in swimming.
And
But
that you were 10 years old, 10 or 11, you said.
10.
Yeah.
And you went by every two, so it's 9, 10, 11, 12,
Oh, gotcha.
13, 14. So I think it was 11 and 12. The Kern County Championship was always at Jastrow Park. It probably still is, but it brings all the swimmers from the Kern County. And I actually won the breaststroke for the 11, 12-year-olds that year. So, and that was a pretty good feat for somebody that only started swimming because he had nothing to do because everybody else was swimming.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my first breaststroke was at like 19, so I mean, anyway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So anyway, so yeah, I was swimmer all the way through high school.
Really?
Yeah.
You compete the whole time?
You know, when we moved from, I was actually getting really good by ninth grade, first year in high school. And moving down to Northridge, to stay good in swimming, you have to swim year round. You can't just swim part of the year. It's a year round commitment. And so when we moved down to Northridge, I stopped the swimming pretty much every day of the year. And as a result, I kind of lost some of my flair. But I did.
Were you in high school? Did you date? Did you have girlfriends?
No.
No. You were just focused on school and stuff?
I was focused on school.
You didn't get no trouble?
No.
No drugs, no drinking?
Well, I do have one drinking story.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So this must have been when I was a senior, I'm guessing.
But guessing because you don't remember?
Well, no, I just don't remember if it was. I'm guessing it was senior. By senior year, I was starting to kind of venture out and be a little more social and
were you
try
guys
to be with people.
Were you guys still living on the lease in high school?
Oh no. We left Kalinga in third grade.
So you guys, well, I didn't know if you moved. What were you guys living in a house or something whenever you were in high school? Where were you guys living at?
So, well, in Bakersfield, my first year in Bakersfield, I went to East and we were living in a house up by BC. And when we moved to Northridge, we lived in a house in Northridge, and I went to Chatsworth High School there.
Gotcha.
But just, towards the senior year, and I was starting to venture out a little bit. And I mean, I liked being with both, and generally, I hung out with most of the swimmers because that was kind of my circle of the people I knew. And even the months we weren't swimming, we were lifting weights. So the school set it up so the swimmers for their PE class could be together and be lifting weights and building strength for the swimming. So one night I went to this party, and it was probably one of the first parties I'd ever gone to. And all these kids were there. People were drinking beer and da 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 da. And I don't think I drank any beer at the time, but there were kids everywhere. And all of a sudden, somebody screams out, "Police!" So the police, there were so many kids, the police had caught wind of it. And then on top of that, one of the police helicopters showed up. So everybody jumps in their car and, tries to get away from the house where the party was. Well, I was doing that. All of a sudden, the helicopter light starts shining its light on my car. Trying to get away. And I think a police car finally caught up with me.
What kind of car was it?
Oh God. It was it was a hand-me-down from my grandparents. It
So
was
it
a
had to be like a Chevelle or
it was a
something.
Ford Fairlane.
Oh, badass car. I knew it.
I mean, back in the day, yeah, but we thought it was just this old clunker. We did,
Spiteful words.
we didn't have we didn't have fancy cars when we were
Yeah.
going to
Sorry, I get
high
distracted.
school.
My bad.
So anyway, they pulled me over and says, "You've been drinking?" I go, "No,
Were you?
no,
No.
no, I hadn't been drinking.
Yeah, I thought
Thank,
I heard that, but I wanted to catch you.
thank goodness I had not been drinking." So the next Monday when everybody gets back to school, of course, everybody in school's talking about
How you got pulled over?
the party that got busted by the police. And how I led the police helicopter away from the house. I got pulled over.
Took the blame for everybody?
Well, actually, it was actually a positive
yeah.
because I got some notoriety for being
Yeah.
a badass.
Became the cool guy
yeah.
after that. Not the fighting.
No.
You drunk driving got you. You didn't even get to do the sport and you won. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that was my claim to fame in high school and dating.
Then you got girls after that, huh?
Well, in college,
Where'd you go to college?
Cal State Northridge.
Okay.
And at the time, I was working at McDonald's. It was actually one of the best jobs I ever had because it was. I mean, back in the day, you worked hard. You were on your feet 8 hours a day, and you were working kind of in a team, and it was a lot of fun. And plus, really met all my really close friends by working
You're
at
actually probably
McDonald's.
cooking back then too.
I was.
Yeah, it's not really like the same anymore.
No. The guys. Yeah,
You probably had to make the patties. By
No, the
hand.
patties were frozen.
Were they?
Yeah, but you still had to cook them in the back there in the summer with the grill
Yeah.
hot. And I mean, it was a lot of fun, but it was also a lot of hard work. So anyway, went to school at Cal State Northridge, and
What'd you go to school for?
well, when I first started, I was kind of open to the idea of maybe some type of engineering or some type of business. And so the first year, I took kind of a mix of beginner business classes and beginner engineering classes. And by the second year, I decided I was going to focus on engineering. So I got my degree in mechanical engineering from Northridge. Took me 6 years, but I finally got it.
So that's interesting because like I took drafting in like high school and stuff, but like from the engineering aspect, it's almost like I wanted to create like I guess that's why I fabricate like metal now is because like I wanted to create, but like the engineering I don't know. I think I'm into something different than the normal, like because almost you're just learning the codes of of
Yes.
society or whatever. But like I think my interest is more artistic,
Mhm.
something I guess.
Engineering, especially mechanical, it's a lot of math, it's a lot of physics, a little bit of chemistry, but that's kind of where the focus is, so that you learn, some of the theories and the.
It's like making it work the safest way possible and the strongest way possible, but there's no art to it. There's no prettiness to it. It's just
No.
squares and angles and.
Now, when I finally did graduate and I started work at, for Getty Oil here in Bakersfield,
Okay.
and I was fortunate enough to get put in or assigned to a facilities engineering.
You drawing pipe or what were you?
Well, we were doing. I mean, it was back in the day when Kern River was really expanding rapidly its thermal development, the thermal oil.
Okay.
And so a lot of new technologies needed to be developed and tested and tried. And so it was great. We were able to work with vendors and we were able to work with some of the folks out in the field because they're the ones that have to work with this on a daily basis. So getting their input, their ideas, and we're working with suppliers to change designs and concepts and develop new stuff. It was pretty
Anything
interesting.
anything specific that you can tell me about?
We did some stuff on pumps. One of the big things was this high pressured steam generators. That I don't think if there are any left in Kern River, there's probably only a few. But at one time there were about 250 steam generators that Getty Oil owned out there,
Yeah.
and they were operating at 1,600 pounds. So
Gosh.
yeah.
So they concrete?
No, they were just really thick pipe, and
Really?
I mean, and so the designs around that equipment, you really had to be spot on, or you could do serious damage and or kill people
Kill
if you
people.
weren't doing stuff the right way.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it was fun. It was kind of cutting edge. It was new.
Technology's changed so much.
It has. I mean, now you could probably ask AI, and then they would just spit out the answers for you.
Yeah.
Right. But, we did it by pencil, and I can remember writing this tiny little program in a handheld little calculator. It was for calculating, I think, steam flow or something. I fiddled around with that thing for 2 days, and I finally got it. I kind of, out of excitement, I kind of go, yeah. And the guy in the office next to me goes, "What the hell are you doing over there?"
Finally figured out my math problem. I can imagine that, man. I don't know if I had the patience to stay focused that long. That'd be so hard.
Yeah.
You'd have to write it down and then
Well, that
because if you push the wrong button,
and punch it into the calculator and just
it's one of those old calculators that had the receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
could go back and check your work.
It was one of those little HPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
Man, it wasn't even a difficult thing. It's just that I didn't know how to do it, and I was teaching myself how to do it, and it just took me a while to figure it out. But once I figured it out, it was kind of cool that I was able to actually do that.
Math is fun. You just have to have the understanding
Mhm.
about it. But it's I remember I hated math growing up, but once you learn how it works, it's
Right.
it's actually a cool thing.
Yeah, and
It's part of creation.
and in today's world, most of the equations and a lot of the programs are written, and I'm guessing in a lot of engineering situations, you're kind of plugging in information to generate what you're ultimately looking for. So you're not doing, most likely, most engineering is not being done by a pencil and a piece of paper now. It's all done on computers, which is good. I mean, it's quicker, more accurate.
It's crazy. It almost feels like, but what if the power goes out? And then all these kids are left with no understanding of how the world works.
Well, and that's the downside, because a lot of times you don't learn the fundamentals.
What if we just have a crazy earthquake and it knocks down our power grid? Everything is gone. Everything. We're all set back to having to figure out.
I'm convinced there's enough smart people out there to.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all your age, and so when you guys are gone, we're screwed. This crap has to happen now. We need to mess this world up now so you guys can fix it. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I got to go use the restroom again.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted you to kind of recollect, because I keep getting you way off.
Oh, no, that's fine. No. I've been you're we're doing what we need to do. I'm on track.
I'm so bad at this because I see one little oh, he was driving a car. What kind of car? What color was it? You know what I mean? I get so off. So
the color of the car was this old green, yellow.
That's what I was picturing in my head.
Greenish.
That's exactly. The clear coat was worn off, and it was like a nice green.
Well, it wasn't a nice green. It was more of one of those dirty olive green looking.
I like that color. I love it.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was. Okay. Keep it up. Hola, hola. Don't fuck with me. I love crows. He loves crows like I love squirrels. He's got a crow there. I didn't notice.
All right. So, what did you do when you left college? Did you have girlfriends in college?
Let me let me just let me
Do your thing.
let me fill that in. So when I did start college, and I mentioned the fact that my dad went to USC, and that's where he got his degree in petroleum engineer. But when he started school at USC, he also joined a fraternity, and the fraternity was Phi Delta Theta. And back in the day, I think fraternities were much more popular than what they may be today. So when I started college, my dad thought it would be a good idea if I joined a fraternity. So he, unbeknownst to me, there happened to be a Phi Delta house at Cal State Northridge, and there still is one. There's been one there since I think 1959 ish.
How does a fraternity work? Like, do you have to pay or do you?
There's monthly dues,
Okay.
and at least when I was active, they were relatively nominal. It's money to keep the house running and
Yeah, of course.
whatnot.
How much? How much? Was there like a captain who took care of the money, or how did that work?
Oh yeah, there were officers in the fraternity, so there was a president, vice president, a treasurer,
Really? So
secretary that took.
it's like a little government.
Yeah, it was. It was the intent was to help, and then there were also sororities.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of did the same thing. The sororities were for the gals, and the fraternities were for the guys. And um, my particular fraternity was founded in, I think it was 1859. So it's a fraternity it was one of the first four fraternities in the U.S. So it's been around for quite a while. And so my dad went in, like I said, more or less to sign me up for it. I eventually had to go and at least be interviewed by the brothers of that
So he
particular
brought you
house.
in, like because he was like,
He just thought it was a good idea.
but he was able to like introduce you to.
Yes.
Okay.
And at first I thought,
Were
but
you nervous?
oh, very, yeah,
How come?
because I wasn't used to getting in front of
It's almost like joining
people.
a gang or something.
No, I mean, I don't know how they are today, but I mean, the whole purpose of a fraternity and a sorority is to promote friendship, lifelong friends, scholastic aptitude, um, and it's also intended to help people grow up and grow, uh, as they get older.
Yeah.
And for me, it really helped me grow up. It helped me be a lot more comfortable around people, and take
That's
responsibilities.
that's exactly what I was just gonna say. Like, you always hear people talk about like college is unnecessary. And in the knowledge aspect, I kind of agree with that, but the social aspect, I have no social skills at all. And I think that it's literally because I didn't go to college. I didn't get to experience, and not only that, but these, just like you said, those, it seems like that even if you failed college, you those people are still more successful than people that didn't go to college, just because of the people they know
Right.
and like the things that they learned about being around. They're more money driven, they're more life driven. um I I mean, I was like 30 before I was like, "Oh no, I need money to live." Like I didn't even
Exactly.
know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was extremely beneficial
Yeah.
for learning how to be social, learning how to, work together with other people, how to disagree and still not destroy friendships or relationships and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it was, for me, it was invaluable. So it was a good thing my dad did that. And you asked, did I have a girlfriend in college?
Oh,
Yes, I did.
before we get to the girlfriend,
Okay.
do you have any hazing stories?
When I started the paternity, hazing was very much going out. Um, it was kind of that time of period, two,
How'd you
three,
guys build your trust?
just by being with each other, talking with each other, discussing things
Were
with
you
each
guys
other, socializing with each other.
Yeah. You
Um,
guys were more like a sophisticated fraternity. It wasn't about like
oh no, we had
party.
parties.
Oh,
In
was it?
fact, the Fight Out Party had the best party of the year at Cal State Northridge. I don't know if they still do, but what it was called Choner's Ball. And what we did was we went out and we got probably several hundred refrigerator boxes, and we built this giant maze in the backyard.
Refrigerator
Yeah,
boxes.
we connected them all, and we built this giant maze in the backyard
Mm-hmm.
because the fraternity house was actually on a fairly large lot. It'd been there forever. Um, I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
This, you can imagine, several hundred refrigerator boxes connected together, and you crawled through it. And you the only thing you could wear were a t-shirt and boxers. That's why it was called Choner's Ball. So the gals were wearing boxers, the guys were wearing boxers and t-shirts. And it was, yeah. And then they had Choner's Punch, and everybody had to bring a liquor with them. And as soon as you brought it, you just dumped it into this big old punch bowl.
What? That sounds crazy.
Well, and they mixed in Hawaiian Punch with it and some 7-Up and
I just you just confuse ChatGPT. What is a refrigerator box? I don't know what that is.
it's a
Oh,
yeah,
oh my
a
God!
big cardboard box.
What a dumbass!
It was a giant cardboard box, and
How'd you find them all?
they went to um um not utility but appliance stores and asked them well in advance to start saving
Oh, really?
boxes,
Okay.
and then we would build them. We built bridges over boxes and under bridges
Huh.
and little
What's a
and
refrigerator?
and little sneaky rooms you could sneak into with your girlfriend. And
Oh.
I mean, it was
Oh, is that where we run into the girlfriend story?
it was the party of the year at Cal State Northridge.
See, and that's another thing. That's another thing that like why college is important is because like most people will never experience doing stuff like that if they don't get the chance to go, you know what I
Right.
mean? And I don't want to get into that yet because we're still doing your life story, but we'll get into that with my arguments later.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like arguing with you. You tell me the truth. Most people lie. Uh,
So I met my girlfriend at McDonald's.
Working?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we dated for about 4 years. and she just happened to be going to Cal State Northridge, or she was going to.
4 years?
Yeah,
Dang, it's a long time.
it was. Yeah, but I think we both helped each other grow up a lot. It's just she came was coming out of high school. I was coming out of high school. She wasn't. I don't think did a lot of serious dating in high school. I certainly didn't, and we just grew up
Was it
together.
a hard breakup?
No, it was a mutual breakup. I think sometimes when your first girlfriend, you may learn a lot, but a lot of times you don't stick together forever
Yeah.
because you haven't experienced the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So she was very instrumental in helping me grow up.
Was that around the time you guys were graduating?
No, because it took me 6 years. Um, so we had broken up probably about 2 years before I graduated.
She's just like, I'm out of here.
What?
She's just like, I'm out of here.
Well, no, I mean, we still remain friends. I mean, and after I graduated and started working, we saw each other a couple times, but she was at the time over in Ventura. I was in Bakersfield, and your lives go different directions, and
Yeah.
and that's just the way it is.
I guess that's a downside to college too, is because you have no idea where your life is going to go afterwards.
No, I had an idea what I wanted to do.
What was your first job out of high school or out of college?
That was the engineering job here in Bakersfield for Getty Oil Company.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of, you asked me when I grew up. Well, it was kind of those first years in college. And that's another, I think, positive to going to college. It, to some degree, forces you to grow up a little bit, and I needed that. I'll admit.
Do you remember how much you, whenever you got your first job out of college, how much you were making, how much you got hired for?
Mm-hmm.
How much was
that? Yes, I'll tell you. I'll definitely tell you.
I'm gonna guess around 30.
No. It was 17,400.
Oh, it was like a yearly thing.
Uh-huh. Oh, what were you saying per
hour?
Yeah, mine was an annual. It was an annual salary.
Really interesting, and stuff was a lot cheaper back then.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I was walking on, the moon.
What was the first thing you bought?
Well, I owed my roommate $2,500, so I paid him back.
That's such a good guy. Such a good guy, man.
And I think I bought a new used car. I bought a Volkswagen Bug. Bug power.
I'm actually looking for one right now. If anybody knows where, I'm looking for a stock one because I sold my truck.
Oh, we noticed.
I need to talk to you about that because I need to invest my money in something.
Okay.
To where I can focus on my art.
Okay.
We'll do that later though.
Okay.
How much did you pay for that bug? What color was it?
So I'm trying to remember because I wrecked it. I totaled it. It was yellow, and it wasn't any more than probably 2,000.
So you were probably like, oh, they go for like 15,000 now, dude. It's
crazy.
Easy.
Yeah. A beat up one.
Yeah, for sure. How old? You were probably around 20 years old.
Oh no. When I graduated from college.
Oh, you said 6 years. Oh, so you're like 35 years old.
No, I was 20. I was 26. Plus or minus 26, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took me forever.
Like I said, I didn't start my life, and I didn't realize that I was 30 years old until I was 30. I was like, oh my God, like this is.
Well, I still think I'm a kid.
I feel like that too. Isn't that weird? What is that?
Optimism? I don't know. Refusing to give up, refusing to succumb. refusing
I keep
to.
getting myself hurt though. I'm like, I could do that backflip. Watch this.
Well, eventually, one of these days, it'll hit you. It's better to watch than do.
All right, so I got you way off track. We got onto Volkswagens, and I don't want to get started on that because I have a whole thing.
Okay.
But
Well, let me just add one thing.
yes, sir.
Persistence in something you're working towards, if you really are committed to it, pays off. And there are days when you just want to say, "Screw it, I'm not going to do this anymore." And I had those days in college when I was thinking to myself, it would be so much easier to go work and do something at the time you could maybe make $5 an hour, and it would have been. And I gave it serious thoughts a couple times, but I knew that's not what I ultimately really wanted to do. So the persistence of just hanging in there, grinding through it, at least for me, it paid off big time. Being persistent in what I was ultimately trying to achieve.
I think that's it's wise advice because I have this problem with me where I want to do everything. I can't focus on just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do so many things, and because of that, like I can't push myself to succeed in that one area. And I mean, I don't know what success is. You know what I mean? To me, it's being able to not have to go to work anymore and be able to like create and do whatever I want. But I feel like I'll never get there while I'm wanting to do all these different things.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got a podcast that's appears to becoming very successful. You don't know exactly where that's going to go, but
What I'm
being
asking
persistent.
is, you knew that you wanted to do the oil field thing from that young age.
Well, I didn't really know that's what I wanted to do. I think why I gravitated in that direction was because I got some summer jobs working for oil fields or for oil companies.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually how I paid for most of my college, was through summer jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to understand what an engineer would do in an oil company, and what kind of people worked for oil companies. And I liked the people. The salary was going to be good. There were opportunities to move around. And
You got in it at the perfect time too.
oh, I did. Oh, I did, without a question.
It blew up.
It did. Yep. Yeah, it really did. And quite honestly, I took advantage of the opportunities to like work overseas,
Mm-hmm.
work internationally, because
Yeah.
I always wanted to do something internationally.
Did you go over there like when the war stuff started and whenever they were
So
you?
my first international assignment was in 19. It was right after the Gulf War, the the first Gulf War, and when was that? Late 80s, 87, I think, is when we went over.
I was 1 years old.
Okay. So we went to Kuwait,
Yeah.
and the reason we went was they were looking for people to go over and help rebuild the oil fields after the war, because they
Destroyed
pretty
everything.
much got decimated. So that was kind of my first experience to going overseas.
If you were going over there then, you were a big dog already. So you were
No.
no.
Uh-uh.
What were you doing?
I was an engineer.
So you were mapping out pipelines and tanks
I was
pumps.
at that point, I had enough experience that I was kind of a group leader, team leader,
Yeah, exactly what I
supervisor.
said already.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't a manager or
Yeah.
a mucky muck.
Yeah. Mucky Muck. Be careful on the slur words, man. You gotta mark that one down.
Yeah, but our job was to rebuild facilities. So it was pipelines, it was tanks, it was heaters, it was I mean, it was electrical, it was everything.
Man, you probably had so much fun, huh?
Oh, it was a kick in the pants, but we were working 12, 14 hours a day. So after about 3 years of that,
Making the most money.
we were paid. I mean, it wasn't grossly. We weren't being paid gross amounts of money, but we were making. I mean, you get an overseas allowance, is what you
Yeah.
call it. You get your
Per diem and stuff.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we lived in a company camp, so we didn't have housing costs and whatnot. And, yeah.
What was your favorite thing to eat over there?
Um, there was actually in Kuwait City. There was an Indian food restaurant. There were a lot of people from India in Kuwait at the time, and probably the best Indian food I've ever had.
What is it? What, like chicken? Do they have chicken?
It was just everything you get here, but it was just the way they made it.
Oh,
The
really?
aloo gobi, the chicken tikka, the rice,
Huh.
just everything. It was the seasonings they used, and whatnot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So you're 26. You just bought your bug. You're rich. What's your next move? Just broke up with your girl?
No, we've been separated for going on like 3 years, so
Okay.
it wasn't. No, it'd been a while. I mean, the nice thing about going to work for Getty Oil at the time was there were a lot of young people that were being hired
Yeah.
that were kind of my age, plus or minus. And so there was a lot of social opportunities to to do things with the people that I was working with, which gives you opportunities to meet other people. So it from that stand, it was also a pretty positive thing. And Getty had a philosophy of letting their employees do their job. They weren't breathing down your back. They said,
Do it this way, just get it done
just
the way we trust you to do it the way you want to do it.
right, do it safely, do it legally,
Yeah.
do it ethically, and do it, as quickly as you can.
I think that goes right back to what I was just saying about building. Like, people used to have this craftsmanship about anything they did, the way they wrote their name in cursive on the paper. Nobody has that anymore.
No, everything's typed.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy. Did you have hobbies while you were doing any of this stuff? Or did work just overtake your life?
Well, when I was international, no, I didn't have a whole lot of hobbies.
Yeah.
And I spent a total of 18 years internationally.
No way.
I mean, I had. So here,
Go.
I've been around. I mean,
Do your thing.
I've been in Bakersfield, Indonesia, Denver, Kuwait, Houston, Bakersfield, Kuwait, China, and Venezuela.
Where's your favorite place? China.
Actually, China was my favorite.
That's what I thought.
China, then the next was in its close second is Indonesia.
China's beautiful, huh?
It is, and it's just it's fascinating. The people are, believe it or not, are just super friendly. And I was in a city called Chengdu, which is about 700 miles due west of Shanghai. So it's very in country. It wasn't coastal. So when we got there hadn't been a whole lot of Westerners in that general area. So when we kind of were out and about, you had a lot of people kind of looking at you, coming up and wanting to get pictures, but all of them extremely friendly, very helpful. If they saw that we needed help trying to do something, they'd be more than happy to give us a helping hand. So you can't think China gets a bad rap politically, and and maybe some of that's definitely justified. But when it comes to the people,
Can you
they're amazing.
do you have any thoughts why? Because I don't know why they get a bad rap at all. I've never seen anything bad that they've done other than like I think religion. They're not. You don't have a freedom of religion. I don't.
Yeah, it's not real open. I mean, I don't. There there were temples and that kind of stuff in China. Um,
But why is China so bad?
I think I don't know if bad is the right word. Maybe more threatening. It's because they're aggressive. Generally, they're a very well-educated society. Very smart, very motivated.
And so what's wrong with any of
There's
that?
nothing wrong with that. But with that comes the desire to expand yourself.
Have you driven down any of our streets? We are not educated.
Oh, I know.
we are we're in a bad place.
We are. No, and but what I'm saying, you were asking why is China picked on, and I think it's
Because they're good guys.
it's I think it's primarily because of their desire to expand.
What's wrong with that?
You can look at
Don't
it.
we aren't we doing the same thing right now?
No.
What are we doing?
Well, the biggest thing we're doing right now is trying to eliminate the nuclear threat from Iran. But other than that, in we're making no efforts whatsoever to take over another country. Now, we did get rid of Maduro in Venezuela, but we're not running that government. We're allowing the democratic side of that government take hold. And I lived in Venezuela, and it was the worst place that I spent 3 years overseas.
How come?
When I so Maduro replaced um, who Maduro? Who was the guy before Maduro?
Is it Gaddafi or something?
No, that
I
was.
don't know anything about this. I don't pay attention to this. This is why I like having you on, is because I'm the exact opposite of you. And so we can, but you, when we disagree or have an argument, you don't get butthurt.
No.
Everybody else, like if I talk to my mom about this, bro,
No.
she won't call me for another month. And I'm just, but I'm curious. I want your perspective. I want to be educated on this.
Chavez. He took over from Hugo Chavez when Chavez passed away.
Okay.
Um, and Venezuela at one time was kind of the golden crown in South America. They produced cars that exported. They produced food that they exported. They were one of the top oil producers in the world.
Oh, it looks beautiful out there.
Yeah, they were a thriving country, a thriving society, very well educated people. And then Chavez took over, and then Maduro pretty much destroyed the country.
Is it just drugs or
It's
what happened?
corruption,
Okay.
mass corruption
Just greed.
is the primary reason. But when I got there, you could go into a grocery store, and you could actually most of the shelves were full of something you can buy, food, commodities, sheets, stuff that you need for everyday living. When I left 3 years later, there was practically no food whatsoever in the grocery stores. Pretty much zero. There were no commodities. They would line entire rows in the grocery stores with, for example, Pepsi, just so it looked like the shelves were full.
Oh, okay.
But there was no food, and the food that was available, vegetables and fruit, it was extremely poor quality. It was
Oh,
typically dirty, full of bugs. When I bought it, I'd take it home, and the first thing I would do is I would take it apart, wash it, wash all the bugs out of it, throw away half of it that couldn't be consumed, and that's how I got my fruit and vegetables. Meat you could get, but it wasn't very good quality. It was tough. When we first got there were restaurants when I left, there were no restaurants. People were afraid to go out.
And this is you who have like means. You had money. You were working out there, so these other people who lived out there probably didn't have
They
like access to damn near anything.
No, they didn't. No, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a country that has just amazing potential, but because of its government, it just destroyed it. Literally destroyed it. I mean, it was the crown jewel of South America,
Yeah.
and now it's kind of the toilet.
I feel like governments are the exact problem with this world. Why can't we just live in harmony by ourselves with our neighbors? Why, like, I know one of my neighbors love to cook all day, and I know that I can fix his car that he has car problems with all day. Why is it that we can't all just become like develop a different system rather than just like you said, this corrupt greed that overcomes and takes and makes us to where we're all suffering? We have more than enough uh we have access to food and essentials and technology where nobody has to live in that kind of poverty in this world. Like what's going what the
Greed. It's greed.
yeah.
I mean,
How do
I
you
mean,
fix that?
well, you got to get people in government that are more concerned and interested in helping the people and improving the quality of life for the people, and at least I believe in the United States, making sure that we have a strong government and a strong defense. I think, and the other thing government does do is, it provides military, it provides infrastructure. Um, it
I
also,
agree with all that. That's not
it,
but they're not though. That's what I'm getting at. That's not happening.
well, that's because, I
Well,
mean,
that's what it's supposed to be in theory, right? But
yes.
look at Gavin Newsom's got what he got like what is it 22 billion or something for that train
Oh, yeah, it's
and the homeless,
ridiculous.
and we have more homeless than we ever have. The train's not built, and we have more taxes. They just doubled our taxes.
Well, and so it's
Eh,
interesting you bring that up, especially California. Um, the people elected Gavin Newsom. The people elected the mayor of Los Angeles recently. The people elected, what is it? It's like 80% of the state congressional people and senators are Democrats. The the people have created this to some extent.
I disagree because this is what I was going to say before you brought this up. I know very smart people. I have very smart people that have friends. I know very successful
Uh-huh.
people, and I ask them all the time because they vote. They have a lot of commentary on all this politics stuff. I don't do it.
Right.
I refuse to. I don't have kids. I don't have any skin in this game at all.
Right.
But I'm more willing to run than these people who have something to say about it do. They're raising kids. They're having to deal with all the same problems, but I'm like, why don't you stand up and say something? And their answer is always just like it's just like they don't have an answer. That's exactly it. Nobody's willing to stand up and
They've
run.
they've given up. And
So we keep hiring
they've given up, and
dumbasses.
that's exactly what the people that are currently in power want. That's exactly what they want. They want the population to be uninterested, melancholy, not knowing that their voice won't count.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they want. And the people can't succumb to that.
Yeah.
I mean, California, I saw a statistic yesterday that, and one of the things that we've been working on is ballot harvesting. That there was statistics that came out yesterday. There's 23 states plus the District of Columbia that don't believe that there should be controls on basically ballots. and they also don't believe that.
Sorry, I'm looking up. I'm looking something up to pertain to this. Keep
Okay.
going. I'm listening.
They also believe that you shouldn't have to show voter ID to
Yeah.
vote. Well,
Um.
I mean, why would any American agree to that? The only reason anybody would ever agree to that is because the majority of probably those states are of one party, and they're manipulating the outcome of the elections through ballot harvesting.
Well, that's what I was looking up. There's videos. It's not going to show it on YouTube, but there's videos of homeless people saying that they sold their vote for like a pack of cigarettes or
Exactly.
for like $3. $3. There's people buying votes for
They're
$3. Like,
they're buying
and so
ballots.
they have these people canvass uh Skid Row, which is 55 blocks long. It's 55 blocks. Skid Row is 55 blocks. You get 55 people to go out there and scour one block, and you spend $30 and you get 30 votes out of it.
Right.
That's what, I don't know what 30 times 55. I'm just saying this is but that's happening. That's a real thing.
Well, it's and it's basically not in the entirety of what you said, but it's very close to being legal to do that. We we here in California, our government.
Nobody's been convicted of it. We know that
I
it's
know.
happening. So it is legal, right?
Here in California, we send ballots out to without anybody even requesting
Yeah.
ballots. It's mandatory in California that everybody get a ballot sent out.
I get one. I've lived here 15 years, and I get one for the person that lived here before me every year. I've lived here 15 years.
Yeah. And dead people are getting them. Illegal people are getting them.
The one that lived here is in prison for embezzling. So she's in prison. She still gets a ballot sent to her every year at this house. Like I said, I've lived here 15 years.
And you could, if you wanted to,
fill it out,
you
send
could
it
fill
in,
it out,
and nobody would even say anything.
Nobody'd say boo. Nope.
Oh, I know.
Or sell it.
The newest commodity is ballots. Yo, I got ballots all day.
Well,
and you don't need ID, so I could just make up fake
No.
names and just have them sent.
You can.
I have 57 people living here, and they all vote for me.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why it took California. I've heard anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks to finish counting all of the ballots in the last primary.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah, you said that before.
That's just absolutely absurd. And if anybody living here in California thinks that's a reasonable way to run an election, you need to rethink it. It's just not right. I mean, there are states that do it in less than 24 hours. There's no reason why California, with today's technology, or every state with today's technology, can't count ballots and have results within a 24-hour period. There's just absolutely no reason, unless you don't want to.
While you're on the subject, why don't you plug your stuff, your emails, or websites and everything? I'm going to go use the restroom again.
Okay.
I'm going to let this run, though, this time. If you want to come over here and talk some crap, that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
felt dehydrated, so
Okay.
I've been pounding water all day.
Okay. So
And then we're going to listen to your song.
Okay. Yes, we are going to play a song to maybe encourage people to at least give some thoughts associated with ballot harvesting. And if you're not familiar with what ballot harvesting is, it's the ability to go out and to obtain somebody else's ballot. And most of the times when this occurs, the ballot has not been filled out. So the person obtaining that ballot can fill it out however they choose to. In some cases, as Eric just mentioned, people will go out and actually buy ballots from people that are not marked yet, and then they will take them and mark them. And here in California, as in several other states, the fact that the government the state government is sending out ballots to everybody, whether you request them or not, just facilitates this kind of behavior. And the people that are going to win the elections are the ones that are most successful at harvesting ballots. It really comes down to the fact that it doesn't matter what their policy is. It really comes down to who can harvest the most ballots, and they're going to be most likely very successful in the outcome of the election.
If you want your vote to count, this has to stop.
Yes, it needs to stop, not only in California, but it needs to stop nationally. The people of this country need to step up and say, we want fair, free elections, and we want the the person who truly gets the most votes and the person that the people really want to fill an office end up filling it. Not
So that it's we, the people, make the choice, not the choice made for us.
that's right. We don't have other people making the decision on who our elected officials are. We have that right to do that, and we need to stop it. We're not saying stop elections. We're not saying necessarily change elections in any gross way, but we need to stop the ability for people to go out and harvest ballots and mark them for themselves based on who they believe should be the winning candidate. So, in order to,
As much as I agree with all that, I think we need a revolution. And I'm not calling for it. I'm
no,
just saying, I'm not
no,
calling for it. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying, what are we just going to let them just keep beating us up?
well, we the people need to stand up and stop it. You just need to stop it. You need to call your congressman, your senator. You need to call the president. You need to call the candidates who are running for these offices.
I don't think violence is the answer. I don't think
No,
violence, and that's what pisses me off about this war stuff and everything. I don't understand why we can't have a conversation with other people and just be like, look, like, what are we doing?
right? Yes, I agree. I mean, I have my choice of candidates that I would like to see win, but more important to me is that the person who wins is the candidate that truly the people want.
Would you vote for Tucker? Who would you vote for?
For what?
I got this. I made this TikTok couple months ago. Let's see if we can find it. But it's how I would make our it's I only do TikTok for the podcast. I don't even know how to use it, but let me see here if we can find it. Um if we had if we had to vote, we got Joe Rogan as vice president just to make sure Tucker stays in line because that dude gets wild.
Yes.
But that guy can't lie. He tries to lie. You can see him lying. He tries all the time, but you can see it. Elon knows money, Secretary of Treasury or whatever that is. I don't know. 50 Cent. He is our Secretary of War. He right. Theo Vaughn is Speaker of the House. Just because we're not gonna fight, I'm just gonna calm down. And Foreign Affairs, Tony Hinchcliffe, because he just makes fun of everybody, anyways. But that's what I'm getting at. Who would you want to running your country? Because I have this problem. This is why I don't vote. I have this problem with putting my life in other people's hands, and maybe that's just because I don't trust my dad or trust my mom. I'm sorry, you could push him
Oh,
off.
that's okay.
But who's coming to our rescue other than us ourselves standing up for this?
Well, let me say this first. I think there are certain qualities a candidate should have, and I think president, vice president, some of the cabinet members, I think having some degree of business experience is extremely important, and the ability to run an organization.
Yeah.
I think that's extremely important. I think somebody that runs for a high office that has never run anything, never has ever had to make decisions in which they're truly held accountable for, and who make decisions that impact a mass group of people, those people have no business running for some of these leadership positions.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. I know that somebody born like Trump or Newsom who's never suffered a day in their life. They've never been afraid of where they're going to sleep tonight.
Right.
They've never been afraid of whether they can go to school or not, whether they're going to see their mom tomorrow, whether they're going to have food.
Right.
What are they going to wear to school? Because can they get to school? Are they going to find a ride to school? I know that those people that have never had that, they can't they can't hire that experience into their cabinet, okay? But somebody like that can hire somebody smart with finance in there too, like that
Right.
knows finance. Like you can, because they're not making those decisions, are they? Or they're coming to you with, this is what I think you should do. Like I don't think that these high people, I don't know what you would say, these high
Positions.
positions,
Uh-huh.
um, they're not thinking about people like me. They're thinking about wars and new economics and science and robot. They don't have people like me on their radar at all. My mom swears by Trump. She is struggling to pay her bills. She can't walk. Her insurance sucks. Uh he's not thinking about people like her.
I'm not convinced of that.
I'd love for you to convince me otherwise.
In how do I say this? I think, and I'm not trying to pitch a particular person. Okay.
Mhm.
I think Trump is a very quirky person.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that either. I'm saying just the way our government is in
Right.
general.
But I think Trump would like to figure out a way to help all American citizens. And I put in quotes American citizens. Our government needs to take care of our citizens before they start taking care of anybody else.
They do though. I can't get food stamps. I make too much money. I don't make enough as the people who get on food stamps. I can't afford steaks every night.
Well, right.
It's crazy.
But when I mean,
How did we vote this vote? How did we vote? I didn't. How did the vote? How did this happen? Who voted for all this?
Who voted for what?
It was all stolen, was it not? Like to get this to where we're at. I don't know. I'm asking.
Well,
I'm
that's
asking too many questions.
No,
at
you're
once,
not.
I
No,
think.
you're not. I mean, how did we get to a place like this? It's because we've elected people who I think in some cases are more interested in promoting themselves than they are in taking care of the people.
I guess that's where I'm different. It's the people who are not running, because what's happening is the voting system is still going like a freight train. It's always going to happen. Everybody's going to vote, but whoever's standing in the tracks, it's like the people you're just picking the lesser of two evils every time. You're not picking somebody who's productive rather than not voting in general. We're just picking somebody who's just, oh well, this guy's better than that guy because this guy wants to do this. But the thing is, the lack of the smart wealthy people who actually have experience and understanding, they're not standing up to vote or run and lead.
No, you're right. And I think the reason they're not is because to some extent they've given up on our system. And it quite honestly, it starts with the voting. I mean, if you're talking about intelligent, smart people that can run the country, that are creative, that can get all this stuff done. That they,
It's
I would bet.
expensive
I
too.
know. I would bet those people understand what's going on when you mention the word ballot harvesting.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they're preoccupied doing something else and not willing to stand up and say, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
We got to get the word out.
There's too much greed and money involved.
There is. But again, I mean, I said this the last time.
Yeah.
The people have got to get up and they've got to use their voice. And we're at a point now because of ballot harvesting. You can hardly even use the ballot. You got to use your voice and say this has got to change, and we got to get some people in there that are not controlled by the system.
The thing about that though is like the ballot harvesting thing, like it would literally take us having to go out on the streets and like cause a ruckus while they're doing it because the police ain't gonna do it. The whole system's rigged to
It's
where
real easy to fix ballot harvesting. You stop sending out ballots, number one. You only send out a ballot to somebody who's actually requested it, like we used to do 20 years ago. And then you make it mandatory that you vote in person. It fixes the problem. We used to do that forever, up until about 20 years ago. And then we started doing all this ballot harvesting because people were too lazy to go vote. I'm a strong believer we need to make election day a national holiday.
I know we were talking about that.
And maybe make it 2 days.
Yeah.
We need to make it easier for people to get to the election places, to the voting.
I know we
booths.
talk about voting like it's the most important thing, but we don't put anything into like making sure that it's like done right. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
Well, I think the last time we talked, the way I was proposing to fix it was through an amendment to
yeah.
the Constitution.
Mhm.
And I still believe that.
I
I strongly believe that, and I will until
you
my
got me
last
on your
day.
side with that. You really did.
It's the only way to fix it in every state and the District of Columbia, so that elections are conducted the same
Did
way
you guys tell them where they could find
everywhere.
that? Okay.
It's just the only way to do it. And I know I can already, the day I thought of this and I committed myself to it, I could already hear the people in Washington, D.C. saying, oh, that's going to be just too much trouble. People won't like that. Blah, 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 blah. They were going to come up with all these excuses as to why we should not amend the Constitution so that we standardize our process. And there is no good reason.
You don't think you don't think there's like a bigger elite out there taking like control of this and it's all part of their plan?
Absurd. Yeah, there definitely is.
So why are you fighting so hard if you know that?
Because I love this country.
Yeah.
And I've been in 4 or 5 other countries, and I know for a fact
And you believe we can fix it.
that this is the greatest country on the planet.
Yeah.
Hands down, without a doubt. We have the best people, the most caring people, the most loving people, and we just need to wake them all up and say, fix it. Quit voting for these noodleheads that won't agree to fixing this problem.
Or just if you're thinking about it and you think you can make a change, get out there and try. Just say your name. Just get on YouTube and do it. I don't know.
Exactly. That's the way people got to get on YouTube. They got to, stand up in a bar one day and say, fix the dang thing.
I've got this name written down. It's been in my pocket for since you texted me and asked me what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
The only thing I had written down on that page was this name. If I read it right, it says Fauci.
Oh, yes. You want to talk about Dr. Fauci?
I want to hear. I just want you. I just want it. I just starting an engine, dude. Whatever happens after that. But from my understanding, and I'm only 39 years old and lost a couple years of my life. But this dude ruined the entire world. The entire world is messed up because of this guy. The entire world.
Right.
The entire world. There's kids out there physically and mentally traumatized for the rest of their life. My niece and my nephew will never play football and baseball because they lost the first years they ever had with it. I have nieces that are permanent iPad kids because they were locked in their rooms away from their grandparents.
Right.
Why in the hell isn't this guy being publicly hanged?
You want my opinion?
I want. This is your show.
Well, I think the reason why the politicians are pushing back, or some of them are, is some of them made a lot of money off of this.
Yep.
Including Dr. Fauci. I mean, the pharmaceuticals made billions and billions and billions of dollars. Just an unbelievable amount of money by telling people they had to be vaccinated.
The fear that came over people, dude.
And the fear that they created. But I mean, that's how they went about. I mean, they saw this giant opportunity to scare the crap out of everybody and sell all these vaccines by saying if you don't get them, you're going to drop over dead. And so,
did you get vaxxed?
So,
you were working, huh? You had to.
No, I wasn't working.
No,
I got vaccinated the first round because at the time, I mean, the information that was flying around was just kind of crazy. So I did do it the first time, and I did it relatively quick after they became available. Probably 2 or 3 months after that, I wish I would have never done it.
Did you recognize something happening with you?
Me?
After the shot. Why did you feel? Why did you regret it?
Because I came to the realization that this thing could be a huge hoax, and that we were all being scared into doing something that we didn't need to do.
Did you see him pleading the fifth all those times?
Yes.
What do you think?
I thought he looked like an idiot. I for no other word. I mean, he was arrogant. He's just one of those people you want to walk up to and punch him in the face. He has no sense of what he did. He obviously is very.
It's like he doesn't care.
Right.
The whole world is different. Yeah. The entire world.
Right.
It'll never go back.
He is so self-indulged. He thinks he's just the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I find him gross. I don't know how else to say it.
You know what's crazy to me too? Like, if you're so rich and famous, you ain't got a girlfriend. You don't even have a girlfriend, bro. Not even an ugly one. You ain't even got a fat chick. What the hell? If you're so badass and you should be at least have a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's
not even a girlfriend. Get something. Get a some sort of scam going. You know what I mean? You're just looking like a puss to me. I don't know.
Yeah, he looked like a total buffoon up there doing that.
And he got the vax too. That dude's maybe that's why he can't get. That's what it is.
Well, maybe he didn't get the vax.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
I have
sugar water.
I have no idea what he did to himself, and I really don't care.
Got vaxxed in the booty.
No, I think it was horrible, and I feel sorry for the kids, and primarily the kids that lost those 2 years. Yeah, all the businesses that went out of business.
Dude, that's a whole nother category that I hadn't even put through my mind.
Yeah.
I was sitting here thinking more of like the mental depression from being away from school, but But then you bring in like kids can't go to the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go see your grandparents while they're dying in the hospital. It it almost seems like there was no cure. It was like
No,
it was just gonna hurt people or it wasn't.
right. It was going to run its course. Yeah. I mean,
Did you
maybe
get COVID?
3 times. I think I did 3 times.
I had it once. Did you get vaxxed? So I had a friend on. He got vaxxed and he got boosted 3 times, and he said the same thing. He had COVID like 3 times. I got it one time, never had it again, never wore a mask, never got vaccinated. I will say this. I tested positive for COVID. I don't know that it was even real. It might have been the flu. I don't know. But I was in a lot of freaking pain. It was really rough.
I wasn't in a lot of pain for when I got it. I just got super, super, super tired.
So maybe it was like the vax maybe helped the symptoms or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I did too for months.
Yeah. No. It's. I'll bet she gets away with it too.
I bet you too.
Yep.
Another thing I wanted to say, um, another name that's been ringing around my head. It's Epstein. Epstein.
Epstein?
Oh yeah, that's it. You don't think that all this stuff with Trump being in the Epstein files, that you don't think that he is in there and that's why he's caused this war, because Netanyahu's like, hey, bro, I got you doing some crazy stuff. We're going to go do this. You can jump in and do this, or we can just let you drown on your own.
So my thoughts on the Epstein thing and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Is had he been in the files, or if he was
Biden and them
in
would
the
have done it.
files and did some of the kinky stuff that was done,
You don't think they're all in it, though?
I think if if Trump in
Yeah.
particular
Yeah.
had been in there, I think the Biden administration would have had it.
But Trump
all
would have just been
over.
like, so are they. He would have just been like, so are they. Look at
Yeah.
the war in Russia. Look at Ukraine. Look at Biden, Hunter's laptop. Look at
Yeah, but that
the
didn't.
Clintons. Like, it's all been. You don't think it's all been part of this whole thing?
I guess I don't understand what you mean when you say all these other things.
I think that they're all in on the Epstein thing. I think they're all part of the same thing. They're all part of the same club.
I think a lot of those people that you named probably are, but I just, because of the hatred of Donald Trump by the Democrats, I just think that if he was in those files somewhere, and they probably spent a lot of time looking, they would have made it public.
I don't have an opinion about Trump either way. I have an opinion about humans in general. When
I'm
you
not-
act a certain way, you kind of. He was super hardcore, positive, trust. Like he was like anti-war, like he wanted the Epstein files out and this and that. Now he just seems like annoyed and tired and like don't give a crap, and it seems like almost like somebody's got him by the balls. And I don't know that. I'm just this is my observation from the outside. And this is why I like talking to you,
Okay.
because you do watch this stuff. You are in it. And this is my observation.
Well,
And so
let me explain to you the Iran war.
Yes.
And I'll do it very short. So I spent a total of 8.5 years working in the Middle East. And I worked with a variety of different people. And a lot of the Arabs that live in the Middle East. And Iran was always an outlier. And even some of the people that I dealt with had this unfounded fear of Iran. And just knowing the Middle East, if you've never spent time in the Middle East, it is a different place.
Yeah.
It's very different than a lot of the rest of the world. It's just the attitudes and the way they think and so on and so forth. A lot of them very nice people, don't get me wrong, but there are some people there that are just total wackos.
I got a job offer in Dubai one time,
Uh-huh.
and I looked up the laws, and like one of the laws is like there's undercover cops that like walk around, and if you say the F word, they arrest you.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And I was like, well, there's no way in hell
Yeah.
I can go. I don't even mean to say it.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Like,
But as far as the Iran thing, I'm totally convinced that had Iran gotten a nuclear weapon, they would not have hesitated to use it.
you don't think that they would have just used it to their leverage to the point where we're at right now? Like North Korea has a nuclear weapon. They haven't used it to their advantage at all. All they've done is kept South Korea from invading, Russia from invading. Well, actually, it probably became.
But they have their mindset is very, very different.
Well, let me ask. I'm like I said, I'm not defending at all. I
Right.
have no defense because I know they're terrible people. I know the things that they do to their people is crazy. But I'm just saying, like, what are we actually doing? Are we actually going for that? Because now that this has happened, now that we did this, they have more control over the world's economy than anybody does. They're controlling all the oil that's coming out. They're
Well, but the only reason that's currently happening, I mean, that's been on and off. There for a while, we were controlling it.
yeah, but now
And
it's never going to stop. Now they have
no,
control of
it
it.
will stop.
You think so?
I know it will stop. I mean, eventually it will stop because Donald Trump, even though he wants to stop bombing and the blowing up of stuff, he won't stop until the leadership in Iran agrees to totally disposing of any of their nuclear material, arms, whatever, and they open up the Straits of Hormuz for free um, and unobstructed travel of tankers and ships in and out of the Gulf.
So for some dumbass kid like me that has no understanding of like the history and stuff, what convinces you so much that if they got nuclear power, because from my understanding, the Obama deal, they had this deal where they can enrich, but it was immoral for them to have a nuclear bomb. It was against their religion, it was against their well-being. What I'm asking
Okay.
you, I'm like is something else?
What?
Um I'm asking you again, like I'm not being
No, I understand. Yeah.
objective at all, but I'm just trying to understand like what convinces you so much that if they had that ability that they would use it.
I just, I guess it's because I lived there for 8.5 years and
You saw
I,
their demeanor and stuff.
well, I just got a feeling for the way some of the folks over there think. And quite honestly, I didn't ever really deal very much with Iranians. Um, but I just, I just, I know, maybe it's just a gut feeling from my experience and all. But I mean, I would bet money or would have that they would use it when they felt the need to, and they wouldn't even have had second thoughts. It's kind of a mindset, and
Violence is a weird thing.
it is. And why would you do that?
I think
I mean, that country could be that country is one of the biggest exporters of oil. It could be an absolute
it's beautiful,
amazing
dude. It's mountains
country.
everywhere. It's crazy.
They're on the Mediterranean. I mean, they could have all kinds of stuff. And instead, they've been fighting the rest of the Western world for the last, what, 47 years?
That's exactly the moment Israel was built 47 years ago.
I think Israel was a little
It
bit
was
before that.
1947, I think.
Yeah, but
1947.
I'm talking 47 years ago.
And see, and that's a whole nother argument we can get into about Israelis and who the real Jews are. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not much of an expert on that.
I'm not an expert at all.
Yeah.
I just
But I applaud Trump for having the cojones to do what he's done. I wish they would realize he's not joking and that he's not going to let off until they agree to get rid of all their nuclear stuff and open up the straits. I mean, Donald, he'll open the straits. I mean, we have the capability of opening them today if we want to. And we, the United States, have been escorting ships through the straits for the last, 2 or 3 months. It's not at the
not very many, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know how many he's gotten through.
No, it's quite a few. It really is.
Well, let's look this up. I like arguing with you.
Okay.
Per week?
Per day.
Per day is U.S. through the strait.
Right.
I don't know how to spell
That's
that.
probably close enough.
There isn't a single official number because transitioning Strait of Hormuz. 33 on day 1, 29 on day 2, 18 on day 3. That's more than I was expecting.
And it's kind of an on and off thing. I think in the last week or so,
Around
Iran has
20.
been trying to be more restrictive. But we, the U.S., and quite frankly, the rest of the world, if we all choose to open that, it could be opened in a day. So I don't think that there's a big fear of extended limitations on the amount of tankers that go through the strait. I think he's just trying to minimize any more damage and or death in Iran by trying to get the Iranians to come to the table.
In the fact that this is going to affect a lot of the next generation heavily. A lot of things are going to change for the kids that are younger. They're going to have to deal with a lot of different things.
Right.
Is there really like hope for them to succeed in life? Like, how are they going to buy houses? How are they going to live their life? Like, how are they going to ever? I'm 40. I'm about to turn 40 in a couple weeks. Like, how am I? I can't own a house. I can't own land. How?
Well, the U.S. economy is getting ready to just explode with all these investments that are coming in from foreign governments. I mean, I think it's up to like $18 trillion. I mean, it's a huge amount of money that's going to be invested in this country building
the AI stuff.
AI, auto assembly plants. What's the other big one? Steel mills. I mean, it's just everything. And the reason that's happening is because Trump put the tariffs on.
Yeah, but we still have to get that iron ore from overseas. We don't have that stuff here.
We have some, but we do have to bring it in. But that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the rest of the world also benefiting.
So it's just going to be more expensive, though. If we produce it here and we have to order it from there, they can produce it there cheaper, and that's why we get it so cheap in the first place. So when he puts tariffs on it, it just hurts us. I build with metal all the time. I can't order tubing for my trucks the way I could have 2 years ago.
Well, but a lot of this stuff is just getting started, and what he's trying to do.
But unless wages go up, unless people's ability to buy this stuff here, we can't buy it. That's the whole thing. It's like it's hurting us more than it's hurting them. We're losing the ability to do the things that we want because it costs so much. Like I'm not a millionaire. I can't go buy. I'm living off of hundreds of dollars a week. Whenever it costs $20 more per stick of tubing, like my job goes out the window because nobody's going to buy those cars anymore.
But I think, like I said, I think it's just getting started, and it's going to take a while for all of this stuff to kick in. But
that's what I'm trying to get at is there's this age group that is gonna that has been losing the whole time since I've been alive. We've been in war. We've always been losing. We've never been able to get the car we want. I can't make payments on a car. I can't afford life insurance. I can't afford health insurance. I don't have
Well,
none of this, and it's only been going down. Like unless I just give up on everything and become homeless, then
no.
I can get free money, food, health insurance, and everything.
Yeah, but the reason for part of that is all the jobs are going overseas. They've all gone overseas. If you bring the jobs back, just supply and demand's going to
Yeah.
cause wages to go up over time.
I agree with that.
But it's going to take a while for these investments to actually kick in. I mean, my youngest daughter's boyfriend slash fiance is.
How does that work? She got two boyfriends?
No. He just became a certified electrician, and he's been working on it for 4 years. And his salary hasn't gone up dramatically yet, but I'll bet within the next 2 to 3 years, electricians are going to be there's going to be a huge demand for electricians.
You don't think the robots are going to do it?
No, not a. You still got to build the buildings for the robots to sit in, and all the wiring and all that gobbledygook. You got to lay the wire and all that stuff for the AI facilities. I mean, everything's becoming electrical.
Yeah.
And it's to me,
Gay.
it's a great profession. Same with mechanics and all. It's just going to take a while. You know how long it takes to build a factory or
Yeah.
something like that. It takes a bit, but if the numbers are correct, and nobody's challenged the numbers that he announces, that kind of investment in our country is just going to cause our economy to blow up. It's going to be crazy. It's got to.
I hope you're right. That's why I like having you on. Like I talk about you all the time. You're probably my favorite guest because like I can ask you the hard questions and you'll come back at me and tell me the truth. And I hope you're right.
I hope I am too.
Because I don't have you speak and I'm like no, I don't agree. Like I and maybe that's the age difference. Is like I see something bleak because I've always seen it going down and down and down
And it has been.
and it's hard, man, because like and I love my job. I love what I do. I literally live in a dream. I build race cars for a living. It's a joke. I'm like playing with big adult Legos.
Right.
It's amazing.
Right.
But I don't have enough time to do my thing. I have no time to do my art. I have no time to do this because I can't afford it. I can't afford a vacation.
Right.
I can't afford tires for my truck. Like we said, and so like it bums me out because I'm like, man, what are these kids going to do that doesn't know how to weld, who don't know anything about cars? They've made all these laws where you can't even work on your damn car. And so it's like this weird cycle where they're just trying to like, it seems like they're trying to stifle us out. And then I'm looking at people like you who are willing to talk to a younger person like me who's crazy and whatever.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do we do? How do we fix this? What do we do? Because like everybody else don't give a shit. They're just so selfish and they're in their own little worlds.
Well, somehow I keep coming back to the people. The people have got to wake up. The people. The only way politicians are going to change is if the people start not voting for them, telling them to get lost, and don't put up with this stuff. That's the only way it's going to change. It's not going to change if people sit around and do nothing. You got to get out there, and not you in general, but
Yeah.
everybody has got to get.
I'm willing to. Like I've already said it 1,000 times. I'll run for mayor. If people want me to do it, I'll do it. I don't know that I can make a change. I know that I know people who are smart, and I can put them in line to maybe be honest and not take the corruption or whatever. Like I don't care about that. You guys know this,
Right.
But what I can't afford it. I don't know what the hell to do. I don't even know where to begin. All I know what to do is sit here on this podcast and be like, I'm tired of the shit that's going on in our world. Like
Well, one of the things you can do is you can be very influential sitting here. I
yeah.
mean, you hopefully are reaching a pretty decent audience, and it sounds like you're growing. Um,
I don't have a big audience, but
but focus on what you're doing here because I mean, if you could get the voice, that's what's needed is the voice. Get the voice out there.
I think that the thing that I'm building is, like I said, I don't think that it's a big crowd, but the crowd I have are real ass people. They're here for the cause. They're here because they believe in what I'm doing,
Uh-huh.
and they believe in themselves as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
My podcast isn't my podcast. This is your podcast.
Right.
This is your story. I don't even say anything. I sit here and just argue with you most of the time and talk shit,
Right.
and that's fun. But like it's your guys' stories that make.
That's right. You give the voice to people. That's a huge thing. The more people, yeah,
I'm not doing that. I'm just
the more
saying, like,
people you can give the voice to, the better, because that's what's going to fix it. The people got to get the voice. They got to have the balls to get out and say, "We're not going to put up with this anymore." There's a way to fix this, and it's not that difficult. You just got to get the right people in in positions. And
why don't you run for office?
well, the last time I told you,
I know. I'm gonna keep asking. I'm gonna keep asking. I already know the answer, but
well, last time I said
new
because
episode, dude.
because I'm a senior.
I, what's wrong with that? You know
They're-
what? You're on our side, though. And you have probably more influence than me. Oh, look at this tattoo guy, gangbanger. What am I? What are people? You gonna vote for me? Like,
oh yeah, I'd definitely vote for you in a heartbeat. I would because you're the type of person we need. Like I said before, I'd be more than happy to help anybody, especially associated with our elections, because I really believe our elections and the way they're being conducted are the one of the root causes for our problem. And until we get our elections fixed, we're not going to be able to fix all this other stuff because we're putting people in office.
unless, let me do this. This is some sneaky shit here. All right. What if we do some sneaky shit just like they do? Unless we get some good people and we use their system against them. They've already corrupted the system. We get good people and we get good people behind them. We play their rules and we get in there and we change everything, and to where it's not corrupt anymore,
Well,
and to where they can't use those effing loopholes anymore. But we use those loopholes. We use their same tricks because they're playing the same game. We go by the election. We go do this, and then we stop it. And then we're like, nah, we're done with you guys. You guys are out. We're going to change things.
I think both sides are buying ballots now.
I
truly believe that, without a doubt. I truly believe that both sides are doing it. I'm not picking on one side or the other, but I think they're both. I mean, they would be stupid not to. If you know what's going on,
yeah, if you know what's going on,
why wouldn't you do
why
it?
wouldn't you?
And if as long as you know you're not going to
And
get
if it's $3 a vote or a pack of cigarettes, done.
well, and as long as you know you're not going to get in trouble, thrown in jail, da 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 da, why wouldn't you do it?
You probably do it for cheaper than that. Just go hand out corn with mayonnaise on it.
You might. Here, play our
I'm
song.
gonna play the song because I gotta pee.
Play our song.
Let's. I opened it already,
it-
but I already
The
deleted it.
song is about ballot harvesting, and just as an introduction, and it's intended. It's not a. It's not a Republican or Democrat song. It's a people song, and hopefully it'll help get people motivated and maybe at least informed as to what's going on.
What the hell is that? There's cuss words? No. Just say one word? Okay.
Every couple years, elections come around. Citizens begin to campaign and place signs throughout our cities and towns. When politicians make promises they cannot keep, there is an unfortunate reality that spreads in the streets. Ballot harvesting is just ahead, making our election results questionable instead. Ballot harvesting is the trend, making election results questionable at the end. Politicians are dividing the people to make up this amazing land. It's time to make a better plan. When the counting is said and done, the people's choice should be the winning one. Ballot harvesting is not right. Let's make sure every vote cast helps win the fight. It is critical for the future of our nation that the people stop the ballot harvesting temptation. When the final vote count is done, only legal ballots should determine who has won. The candidate that wins the election should be successful without any ballot harvesting in question. Our founding fathers signed a promise built on liberty for all. We the people are the voice, standing proud and standing tall. The Constitution tells the story every citizen should choose. When the people cast their ballots, the people's voice should never lose. No more harvesting, hear our call. Let's keep our elections fair for all. We disagree from time to time. That's how freedom stays alive. We the people, we're entrusted with the power of our voice. Ballot harvesting should not take away our choice. Let every lawful vote be counted, every citizen be heard. Ballot harvesting should never result in a vote being blurred. Ballot harvesting gone wild, knocking on every door for miles. It's been stirring up this land. Time to make a better plan. When the counting's said and done, the people's choice should be the one. Ballot harvesting gone wild. Freedom is not just a promise, it's an obligation we all must keep. Generation after generation, ballot harvesting is the fight we read. May tomorrow's sons and daughters never have to question why. When Americans cast their votes, their voices still decide. Ballot harvesting gone wild. It benefits politicians and the entitled. Our founding fathers were men of wisdom. Say no to ballot harvesting, it will destroy our freedom. Ballot harvesting gone wild. Ballot harvesting, it will destroy our freedom.
You guys sit around and just make songs all day?
No, not really.
Oh, hell yeah. I have this I arrowed some stuff out that I thought was interesting on your notes. I know we're like what are we? We're 2 hours and 10 minutes, but
I can answer that though. If you wonder why those are
I
on
would
there.
rather you do this one. I think this one would be. I like this a lot. I really want to talk about this. I had that on my notes too.
Oh.
But let's start with that because
Okay.
I think that that's going to help other people. That's just going
Okay.
to make me all fired up.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's just going to make me. Are you pro Candace or not Candace? Let's start there. Okay. Okay. That. Well, shit. Now I want to talk about that. Let's start with that though.
Okay. So I've jotted down some little bit of things here about approach to life. So I'll just kind of read some of these. Be true to yourself.
An approach to life as like a young kid or just a person who is looking for something new or struggling or what?
That's for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, you can start right now.
There you go.
Yeah. There's nothing stopping you from starting right now.
Okay.
I mean, just be true to yourself. I mean,
Let's do it.
make sure that what you're trying to do is something you truly can do and you have a heart to do it. Don't be afraid to.
What does that mean though? Hold on. Now you're getting into another thing. You're getting me all sidetracked. What does that mean? Because
Well, let me read that through this and then maybe we can come back to it
All right.
because maybe this will answer some of those questions.
all right.
Okay, don't be afraid to admit you're wrong. Admit it and move on. And it's also sometimes when you're wrong, it's actually a really good learning opportunity.
And that doesn't equate for lies. That's just whenever you did something wrong, don't lie
Yeah, well,
about
I mean, if you made a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it all the time at work.
it. Mm-hmm.
If I did something, maybe wrong is not the right word. Maybe I did something incorrect or something.
Yeah.
I'd be the first one in the room step
Yeah.
up and say,
Hey, I screwed up.
I did that wrong. Now how do I do it right? And it's a great learning opportunity because sometimes making a mistake is a good way to learn.
Exactly. And so
the-
a callback to earlier, the engineer thing, I welded like 10 plates on something that I wasn't supposed to weld it,
Uh-huh.
but I read that's what that's what the plans look like.
Uh-huh.
But I was only supposed to do one side. I did both sides, but it was just that's what it is.
Right.
But I would have never known that unless I made the mistake.
Right. It's an honest mistake.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the engineer would have never known that. It
Right.
works for everybody.
Yeah. Don't beat yourself up
Yeah.
because you make a mistake.
No
Or-
reason to lie, guys.
Right. Own it and move on. I mean, learn.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. A lot of people probably don't understand what you don't understand. So don't be afraid to ask a question because 90% in the room, people in the room may not understand the issue either. I used to drive people crazy at work asking questions. My favorite saying was, I got to beat this horse one more time, meaning I need to ask one more question to fully understand what the issue was or is.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where some of the people in the room would go, God, here he goes again, another beating of the
I'll go a
horse.
step further. Ask that same question to 10 of your friends and see what they all say, and then you'll come up with the best option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that question and ask it 1,000 different times to 1,000 different people,
Right.
and you'll get an understanding of what the best option is for you.
It's true. Yeah. No. So don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really important that if you don't understand something, ask questions until you understand.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You must be respectful and polite, but don't be afraid to stand up for yourself in a respectful, polite way. One of the things that I refused to do in work was to let anybody put me down, especially in a big group, because it happened to me once when I was a young engineer. And after that happened, I made a commitment to myself that I would never let anybody ever do that to me
Would you beat
again.
that dude's ass?
No.
Oh.
No. I just
You want to tell what happened?
I don't even really remember. We were talking about some sort of equipment or something, and he didn't like what I had done. I think it had to do with well testing, and he didn't like the approach that my group was taking, and he made a big stink about it, and it's just being a jerk.
Yeah.
And he was directing it directly at me. I mean, he could have directed it at me and said, Leland, it would be, could we meet later and sit down and talk about this, or give some suggestions in the meeting if he wanted to do that. But to intentionally put me down in front of people was inappropriate.
Yeah.
You don't do that in a professional setting.
Yeah.
And I made myself a promise that I would never let anybody ever do that to me again. And
Did you ever get the opportunity to let that happen?
I did.
Yeah. What'd you do? Did you beat the dude's ass?
I don't know how long you want this, so I'll keep this story short. So I was in
Well,
working.
I think the only thing is her. I'm sure she's ready to go.
So I was in a meeting in Kuwait, and we were trying to develop a contracting strategy for a particular part of the project. And the president of my company, who was a local, hated me. I'll be honest, he did not like me. And we were in a meeting in which I didn't even know was going to be held. It was at 8 o'clock at night, and I was asked to meet with a group of people. And we went in to try to solve this problem. My boss was there. And I said something, and he just happened to be sitting at one end of the table, the conference table, and I just happened to be sitting at the other.
And you got up and just socked him in the face.
No, I did not do that. but I said something that he didn't like.
Yeah.
And he stared me down at the end of the table and says, everybody thinks you're arrogant. And I probably took 5 seconds and calmly said, no, I'm not. And he immediately changed the subject. But he was trying to put me down in front of that group when I was there to try to help solve the problem, and he was being a jerk. And the only reason I did that was because
And all you had to do was say, no, I'm not. And it just changed the whole direction.
it totally changed the whole direction.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody.
In front of the big dogs, everything.
The big dogs, my boss, everybody in the room. I just looked at him.
It made him look fucking more stupid than he was trying to make you.
I don't know what he felt, but
So it sounds to me if he shut up, then he knew, because if you're like, I'm not.
Yeah, he didn't pursue the argument.
Yeah, it's like,
okay. We proceeded with the discussion around what we were there for.
Yeah.
To try to solve a problem.
And he never came to you personally and
he did not like
pussy.
Let's see, be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. I mean, I've worked with some people that are trying to be someone else, and just be yourself.
Yeah.
People can identify phonies real
Yeah,
quick.
immediately. Immediately.
Yeah. Treat all people with respect. Be kind. Say thank you. It goes a really
Open doors.
Open doors.
Even when they doesn't matter. It makes you feel better.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes. I always open doors.
It makes
for
you
people.
feel better.
Uh-huh.
Screw them. Even when they don't even thank you, you're just like,
right.
Whatever. I open the door. It says more about you than me.
This is one of my important ones.
Okay.
Don't waste a day of your life. You never know when it may be your last one.
That's hard to do, man. People have to work, and that's a waste of life.
But I mean, try to make it as good as you can, because you don't know. You just don't know.
So if I can add on to that, then don't do a job you don't want.
Well, yeah, but I mean, sometimes maybe you have to do that for a while.
Maybe, but do you? Is it that we're just so scared that we take the security rather than the risk of doing what we want to do?
No.
See, and I hate that. That shouldn't be how life should be, though. We should be able to just chase our dreams,
Well,
and
you should be able to. but I mean, that kind of comes down to don't
Yeah,
waste
see,
it.
that's the kid in me, and you guys are all.
No, don't waste a day of your life. I mean, if you want to do something else, set a course, set a course, and try to move in that direction. I mean, it's easy said, but sometimes executing something like that's a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But I mean, my point is, I get up every morning, and I have a list of things I want to do, and I try to do them all. A bad day for me is sitting around doing absolutely
Yep.
nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't like it. I'll find something to do.
Yeah, I'll just go stand outside, even though it's hot or anything.
Uh-huh.
I'll just go stand outside and pick flowers or something. I
Yeah,
got to do something.
You got to do something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not. I don't do real well just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, I can tell.
Don't dwell on something that's out of your control.
Another hard one, man. Why do you do this?
Well, sometimes you have to accept it and move on. If you have no control over it, move on.
There's nothing you can do.
There's so many other things in life you can do, like
How do you
getting
move on?
our elections fixed. Everybody can work towards getting our elections
It's
fixed.
broken. Move on.
No, it's got a crack in it. But
Grab your gun.
No.
Grab your gun.
You always can call your congressman or senator
And call your congressman. Grab your gun and call your congressman. I'll do it. Yeah, if you guys want to donate, anybody want to donate, I will run for anything. I don't care. Israel, send me money.
We'll help you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Okay,
send a
no
congressman.
problem. Work hard at whatever you do. Take pride in your accomplishments, and don't overthink failures, especially if you gave it your best.
That's 3 different ones there.
Well,
Take pride is a big one.
Take pride in what you do, and when you fail, don't beat yourself up. Move on. That's what I do. That's what I did in business. I mean, believe it or not, I'm not perfect. I made plenty of mistakes.
I mean, I'm into it.
And I made plenty of mistakes, but I didn't dwell on them. I went and figured out how to fix it and move on.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes making a mistake makes you feel like crap.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the stigma from other people.
See, that doesn't.
We know that it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
It's other people who put you down for the same things that they've already been through because they didn't succeed the way they wanted to. And so they put you down and you're like,
Yep. Don't give them any credit.
I'm trying.
You
Like,
got to.
leave me alone. Yeah.
So this was a big one for me. Try to support and take care of your family. My family is very important to me.
Yeah.
My 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. I would do anything and everything for them.
Yeah. The geniuses. We've talked about this before.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're geniuses. But they're all kind of cute, pretty though.
Hell yeah. That's a genius to me.
And then try to set your priorities.
Set your priorities. Like
Set
make a
your
list.
I make lists all the time. I am a true believer in making lists, especially if you've got a lot of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it so much easier to do them all if you make a list, and it also gives you a sense of
I
accomplishment.
was just gonna say that.
When
Every
you
time
can-
you check one
when
off,
you can scratch one off,
even it's a small one.
and sometimes do the first one you do.
Yep.
Do the simple ones.
Yep.
So you can
Exactly. You
can
get all those knocked out, and then you have 3 things, and you're like, oh, I don't even have all that stress anymore. Yes.
Exactly.
Lists are great things.
Yes.
Yes. I
They're
agree.
only the way to go. They were part of my success in business was making lists.
I have a question I've been holding on since we started.
Okay.
Do you have a relationship with God?
Do I go to church every
I'm not
Sunday?
asking that. That's not what I asked.
I believe there is a higher spirit
Hey,
or
you
well,
stay out of this.
or entity out there.
Do you feel like it protects you and changes your directions and Do you feel like connection with it?
Well, I have kind of a weird attitude.
I would love to hear it. I held on to this the whole episode.
Okay.
This is my final question. As soon as you answer this, you can get the hell out of here.
Okay. It's not like I talk to God or whoever that entity is that's out there helping us and people. And every once in a while, I'll kind of look up and say, "Don't waste your time on me. You've got a lot more people that need your help."
I feel like that sometimes. You know what I think?
What?
I think God's bigger than that, and it's none of your business if he loves you or not.
It's not a matter of whether he loves me or not. I'm doing okay. There's some people that need your help elsewhere.
You don't think that he had something to do with that? You have a good heart. I've noticed it. You've been very good to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I work at trying to be a nice person.
You don't think that God's like, he's doing all right.
Okay, maybe that's true. Yeah, but my main thing is, I'm at this particular point in time in this moment, I'm okay.
You don't look into it?
Look into what?
God and stuff. I'm just curious.
No.
You believe in aliens?
Do I believe in?
Believe in like not aliens, but like not Mexicans. We're not talking about
No,
Mexicans.
I know.
Calm down.
I know. I have nothing against aliens as people.
No, I'm talking about like other. You think there's life outside of here?
I think about it.
Do you think there's spirits and demons and angels?
I think there's something else out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
Well, that was my last question. I thought that was going to be more exciting.
Oh,
but
well, maybe when I move on to the next stage, I'll be able to answer that question.
man, if I only I had like a cell phone that you could like swallow before you go, and then like yo,
Call
just
you
call
back.
me real quick, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's it like out there?" It was,
There you go.
all right, guys. Leland, thank you so much for coming back and sharing your story.
Well, thank you, Eric.
Thank you for arguing with me. I really
I
appreciate it.
enjoy doing it.
I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna invite you. Have an open invite anytime you want to come back and just
Okay.
want to talk some crap.
Okay.
I almost want you to come back annually, maybe once a month, and you come and bring us the news or
Okay.
something. I don't know. Maybe you guys can talk about it in the comments and let us know.
Okay.
That being said, thank you guys. Have a good night. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Tell the boss I ain't working next week. I'll figure out another way to eat. It might take all the pennies in my piggy bank, but I know I'll get them back, it ain't no biggie, man. Money comes and goes, but the memory stays. Grew once